Yo, everybody. Hero Convert here with yet another stream, video recording. I sound a little bit tired. Also, the fact that I messed up the startup at sequence sound, that's because I did. I am tired. I ever since like last week was the animation, really? Dude, I came off that popping off like a freaking god, dude. But this week has been much more nominally worse. Like overall, just worse. I would have to say it was the definition of just overall worse than last week. Because let me tell you one thing only. And it just kind of, wasn't really that great. I said I was gonna do some better stuff. I was gonna get started on my animation, and I did get started on my second animation for this month, and it is the 9th, so it's only been a week. So I made some good nominal progress. I'm about like 1/3, 1/2 done with the animation. It's gonna be a 15-second run this time. I don't know if I'm gonna preview it this month because it's a time-sensitive one. I might probably preview it next month, but in that case, it is time sensitive and the time doesn't come to pass because it's related to a number. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen at that point. What is gonna happen at that point is I'm gonna have to probably put it back a month, and then I'm gonna have to animate something else in like 4 days again. And I don't know what to do about that. Like, should I or shouldn't I? Obviously, I should. But I don't know what to exactly go for because I have something set in mind, set in motion that I've already been working on. I don't really want to stop working on it in order to go back and fall back onto this one. But since it's time sensitive, I guess. So I've been having a lot of thought about that. And then yesterday, like the whole week overall, I've just been feeling terrible. But yesterday was particularly bad. I was just minding my own business drawing, and I would have drawn better. My drawing was not that great this week. Isadora. I wanted to go for Chris from MetaWare. I really like that series, but didn't have the time, so I fell back on Isadora because I don't like her nearly as much as I like Chris. Chris is probably my favorite character, other than Aspen. When I watched the MetaWare series, I was like all for Aspen. Aspen was like #1, but now that I look back on it, Chris is like probably tied for #1 favorite character from that series. But anyway, was drawing, and it wasn't going so well. I was doing DJ Mixer, so I had to do some props, and I wasn't really liking making DJ props based on the reference. The reference just made it look freaking hard as heck, and it took me a long time, and I spent an hour on it, and I was like, yo, I don't even like drawing this. I don't even like drawing this, so my heart wasn't in it. As a result, the quality was bad, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling all that great. But what happened after that is basically I'm sitting there drawing, and then at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, in the night, an hour before midnight, the upstairs residents, they freaking have a water leak going on. Like they did something with their washer or something, and water comes through my house's ceiling, goes down, pours over the entire place. I had to, me, my brothers, and Rico, we had to all get a bunch of pots and pans. We had to put them under the cracks. There was at least 5 different cracks. The entire goddamn washing machine was soaked, and that was like the major part of where all the water was coming. So I'm pretty sure like the upstairs residents did something like fricked over their washing machine, overloaded it or something, and then that went down to us. We didn't even know that at first. I just thought like me mom did something wrong with the setup or something. She did an overload or something happened with our washing machine, but apparently it was upstairs washing machine that went down. We had the firefighters and the residents maintenance come by, and it was just a whole bunch of stupid stuff that I would have rather not have done. I could have done it on any day except for that day. Because like what I do is normally on these days is I normally put it off until the minute 55, minute 50, minute 30, 11:30 to actually upload my weekly benchmark because I want to put as much time into it as possible. As a result of that whole pans and pots and water and thing, I had to focus on it for like a good 30 to an hour, just setting it up, getting everything, moving all the detergent out of there because it would have gotten wet, everything else getting rid of it, you know, cleaning a bunch of the stuff. And overall, it just completely destroyed my time allotment for this week's benchmark. And I'm telling you, I could show you it. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. It wasn't as good as I would have liked it to be, guys. Like, I tried, and the body is correct, and the head is correct portion of the body, but the arms are just way too small. And that's because I overindulged in the hands. And with the hands, I always make them nominally smaller for some reason. Like, the hand should be about, like, as big as the face, to a degree. Like, maybe a little bit smaller is what I prefer. But here, the arms are just kind of small. Like, even with the width of the jacket, the arms are just small. The head, the hair, I made that in like 5 minutes. I played like a fucking god because I was under a time constraint on it. But it overall looks completely like how Isadora looks in the design. I forgot to put in the pockets for the jacket. That was a major misplay. And as you can see here, like it looks fine, but I didn't put enough thought into it. And overall, it wasn't that great. But the rest of the week, you know, starting from last week's, I finished the Ghost series. This was pretty good. This is Study, and this is the end of the Ghost series. This is the final one. Ether Ghost with, you know, Oishi. And I really like this one. I really like this one. Overall, I felt pretty good with turning this one in. With pretty good body, pretty good stature, follows the rough sketch. Legs are a little off, of course, but, you know, it's always a working distance. I had little to no time, so I drew a phone. But for the rest of the week, I basically drew bodies. This is a body. This is a body. More like a goddamn rounded egg, but, you know. Then this is a body, right? But they're all studies. I've been feeling like, you know, I've been doing a lot of studies. So, another thing that also cut into my time is that I decided to go for a more original mix for this week. Like, not saying that most of the time my thumbnails are, my weekly benchmarks are original content, but I don't know. Something about this week's concept kind of hit me as off. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wasn't really understanding the body structure. As a result, the hands and the arms width didn't really align all what I wanted it to be. So the day afterwards, you know, the worst part of this is that it took so much time with the water and everything and the drawing and the brushing it, shading that I did in like 3 minutes and the hair that I did within 5 minutes that I was late by 1 minute. 1 minute on my Ko-Fi branch. There's like 5 branches, right? There's 5 branches. There's the Patreon branch. There's the Twitch branch. Then there is the Pixiv branch, Instagram branch, and Ko-Fi branch. Those are like the 5 main uploading schedules that I have. And only 3 of them are active every week, once a week. That would be Pixiv, Instagram, and Ko-Fi. Every day it's a Patreon and Twitter, and then every week on the Mondays it is Pixiv, Instagram, and then Ko-Fi. What happened was Ko-Fi freaking asked me to log in. Otherwise, I would have fucking made it. Dude, for some reason, Patreon and Ko-Fi logged me the fuck out. I don't understand why that happened on a day where I had the water incident and everything else. Everything went so fucking bad for me that day. I was so completely not having it. It was not fun. It was not fun at all. I'm telling you, man, it was not fun. I didn't like it. I got a haircut, though, and did all my daily chores the day before, but other than that, it was just terrible. It was overall just terrible. Everything about it was just terrible, and I didn't like it that much. As a result, going into the next day, which is today, I didn't really feel like drawing anything, so I just drew a simple design of the flamethrower. Guy makes TF2. I like his feet. Nice. I don't really like sexualized feet, as you can see from here. But you know, overall, this week was like about decent. But I feel like I should step away from studies. This is a study. This is a study. This is a study. This is a study. This. Weekly benchmarks are more original. It's more like a mesh between a character and a pose that I have in mind. But I really need to stop doing studies. Like, overall, the studies are just destroying me on the inside. It doesn't lead to good drawing. It just leads to perpetuated slacking off. I'm like drawing, right? But I'm not drawing well, and I'm not drawing anything new, so I'm not challenging myself. And the whole point of drawing to get better is to challenge yourself. So I'm thinking I'm gonna probably draw terribly for the next week, but it'll be like unique poses. But I don't know how good that's gonna look because I don't know, man. Maybe I should just sketch in my off time and then do studies on them. It's not like I'm uploading anything that looks like real, completely phenomenal art. I was kind of happy with it. Kind of looks, but with all these pictures, you can obviously slight things that need working. That's always the process of theory. You always got to keep going. You got to keep drawing every day. Drawing every day. You got to do something, which is why when I didn't upload my Ko-Fi on time, I uploaded it at 12 o'clock midnight, which means it's technically the next day because it is the next fucking day. I missed it. Pixiv, I hit it. Instagram, I hit it. Like 11:58. Instagram, 11:57. Pixiv. But that login timer for the Ko-Fi completely threw me off for the loop because I forgot the password. So I put it in 2 times and then I got it on the 3rd time. And by that time it was already fucking 12. Patreon and Twitter I hit, of course, because I've been hitting it for the last 212 days. But going forward, man, I just feel kind of depressed about that. Losing one of my branches, but the good part is I still have 4 branches left, and as long as I don't lose Patreon and Twitter, I think I'm still good to go for the streaks. I want to hit at least 364. So I feel like if you're losing one of your branches of mainstream scheduled uploading, then you got to really work on your strategy. You got to really work on your uploading schedule, which I think I really got to do. But I don't know, man. I've been feeling pretty lethargic, and I haven't really been feeling like I've been progressing recently, which is why I've gone for more serious drawings. But as a result of going for more serious drawings, I feel more tired, and it's not really showing, as you can see with the cube. But yeah, I'll keep trying. Hopefully, when I try, hopefully I'll do more experimental posing because I feel like I'm still majorly lacking when it comes down to, sketching, freaking copying something, studies and stuff. I can do studies very well now, as you can see right here, but it comes down to everything else, especially experimental posing meshes or more original concepting that you don't need the source material from, or except for reference. It's just harder. It's harder overall, and I need to work on it. Otherwise, I won't progress as an artist. But yeah, that's basically my 2 cents. Hopefully, it goes better. Hopefully, it goes better next week. So, this has been Serial Convert here for you for another week. I forgot to say that at the start because I was so lethargic. kind of sick today because I had Panda Express, and Panda Express always makes me sick. But I like it. Like weird American kind of way. So anyway, until next time or something, I'll see you all later. Thanks so much for watching. Follow, subscribe, and like for more. Until next time or something, I'll see you all later. Thanks so much for watching.